What if I told you that you could build a fully functional multiplayer game in Unity in just minutes? No complex networking code, no headaches with lobby systems, no wrestling with player authentication. The game you're seeing right now, this fully player multiplayer Othello game, it was created using my Midnite Oil software multiplayer boilerplate package. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to create your own multiplayer game just like it. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to use my Midnite Oil software multiplayer boilerplate to create your own multiplayer game in Unity using Unity's gaming services. And here's what you'll learn. How to create and configure a complete multiplayer game project with just a few clicks. Seriously, just a few clicks. The package includes a fully configurable authentication UI that handles player sign-in seamlessly, and a robust lobby system that lets you create and join game sessions without you having to build any of that infrastructure from scratch. And we won't stop there. I'll also walk you through deploying your game as a WebGL build to sites like itch.io so you can share your creation with the world and let anyone play it directly in their browser. And if you stick around to the end of this video, I'll show you a sneak peek of what we're building in the next tutorial, a complete multiplayer recreation of a classic arcade game called Space War, built entirely from scratch using the same boilerplate framework. Imagine two players battling out in space, firing projectiles at each other, avoiding a gravity well, all with the multiplayer infrastructure already handled for you. It's going to be epic. So, grab your favorite beverage, pull up a chair, and follow along as we dive into how to create and easily make a multiplayer game in Unity. Trust me, you're going to love how simple this is. Let's get started. In our last video, we covered the installation of the Midnite Oil software core package, which provides foundational utilities like the event bus, timer manager, and so forth. This core package is an essential dependency for the multiplayer boilerplate that we're about to dive into. So let's quickly recap the three-step installation process for our complete multiplayer framework. First, you'll install the core package. And if you missed the last video, there's a link in the description. You can go back and watch that. Secondly, you will install the multiplayer package. And then once that's installed, which uses the Unity Netcode for GameObjects and integrates directly with their gaming services, you can then import the Othello sample. That step's optional, but I highly recommend it. You go into the package manager, find your newly installed boilerplate package, expand the sample section, and then click import. This will give you the fully functional server-authoritative turn-based game that demonstrates every feature of this package. Once everything's installed, the next crucial step is making sure you've got everything linked up to your Unity Gaming Services account and that the necessary services like authentication, lobby, and relay, and so forth are all enabled. And that's how we handle user sign-in, server browsing, and crucial NAT traversal for peer-to-peer connections. With the setup complete, let's look at the robust architecture that makes this boilerplate so powerful. The system is designed to handle everything from application startup to the final game loop. It all starts when the Bootstrapper scene loads, which automatically initializes Unity services. This then transitions to the main menu scene, and from there, the Authentication Manager handles sign-in, whether it's anonymous or account-based. Once authenticated, the Session Manager takes over. This component communicates with the Unity Lobby service to create or join a game session. Critically, it also allocates the Relay network connection, which allows players around the world to connect without dealing with router configurations. When the host starts the game, the system loads the main game scene, spawns the networked player objects using the Player Connections Manager, and then initializes your custom game manager. At the heart of the game logic is the Game Manager base class, which inherits from network behavior. This class leverages the Session Manager, the Player Registry, and crucially the core event bus for decoupled communication. This event-driven architecture means that your UI and game logic can talk to each other cleanly without direct references. The base game manager provides a flexible state machine perfect for turn-based or round-based games. The standard flow moves from waiting for players to game started. Then it loops between player turn start and player turn end. Finally, it concludes at game over. You simply override these methods in your custom game manager to implement your specific logic. Let's see how all this architecture comes together in the included Othello game sample. The Othello sample is a fully server-authoritative game. This means that when player 1 clicks on the board, a remote procedure call, or RPC, is sent from the client to the server. The Othello game manager on the server side validates the move, and if it's valid, it executes the game logic, places the chip, runs an 8-directional chip flipping algorithm, and then updates the network variables for the chip counts. Finally, the server advances the state to the next turn, synchronizing the game board and turn indicators across all connected clients. This flow demonstrates a critical best practice, server-authoritative design. The client requests an action, but it's the server that dictates the true state of the game. The Midnite Oil multiplayer boilerplate gives you everything you need: reliable authentication, robust session management, a clean event-driven architecture, and a solid server-authoritative foundation. In our next video, we're going to take this foundation and build a complete game from scratch, Space War. We'll be creating a real-time game using network variables for smooth position synchronization and RPCs for things like firing projectiles. So make sure to hit that subscribe button and notification bell so you don't miss that video. Happy developing and good luck on your game development journey.